Hi, everyone. It's the Matt Bernier Show. I'm Matt Bernier. You can follow me on Twitter at Bernier_Matt. If you listen or watch the show, normally we're live on Fridays, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, live.drf.com. And then you've got all sorts of other ways to find the podcast, YouTube, SoundCloud, drf.com, iTunes, you name it. If you really want to find it, you can find it. Obviously, this is not the Daily Racing Form studio. This is Southern California. This is Arcadia. And there's a few clouds in the sky, but I'm here for the big prep weekend here at Santa Anita. As you can see, they're getting ready. It's opening day today, by the way. We're filming this on Friday. They're getting the track ready. I'm most interested in seeing how the turf plays. This is the first time we're going to be going over the turf since they've replaced the turf course. But in a long-winded way, obviously you can see I'm not in New York. I'm in California. Big day of racing here tomorrow. Dan Hillman, Mike Beard, they'll have all that covered for you on DRF Live. Big day of racing at Belmont Park. The reason I'm not going to talk a lot about Belmont is because it sounds like we're getting a bit of a deluge. It's going to rip through the New York area. Thankfully, I'm not going to be involved in it, but it could kind of it could dampen spirits, no pun intended. Flintshire is going to be sort of the headliner, understandably so. Chad Brown has made it sound like he doesn't know how well he's going to handle the give in the turf. I don't think that's going to be a deal breaker. I don't think that's why he'll lose if he does lose. But clearly he prefers it firm. Luckily enough for the connections, 5 weeks from now, I'm not going to have to worry about that. More likely than not, if I were a gambling man, I'm going to say the turf will be firm, and you won't have a problem with that for Flintshire. Other horses that will be running tomorrow at Belmont Park, you'll have obviously the Vosburg. We'll have AP Indian, have the return of XY Jet, first start coming back from Dubai. Had a bit of a knee or an ankle chip, one of the two, so we'll see how he runs going out for Jorge Navarro. You've got some other big races. You've got the Beldame, Forever Unbridled. She's going to be a very, very heavy favorite in there. She's going to be trying something for the first time, though. Mile and an eighth going one turn at Belmont. I know she ran earlier in the year. That was on Belmont Stakes Day at the distances. But the bigger thing is she's going to have to deal with the wet track for the first time. It's going to be interesting to see how she handles that. Again, she wanted to deal with that here in Southern California, knock on wood. But getting back here anyway, as far as the overall day is concerned, California Chrome, as I've got bugs flying around. California Chrome, he's sort of the headliner. He and Beholder anyway. Chrome goes in the Awesome again, Beholder in the Zenyatta. It's a local prep. I don't think these horses are going to be cranked up. I think it'll be mildly surprising if either one of them loses, but it won't be stunning. I think Stellar Wind is a worthy adversary or a worthy foe. I also think if you look at the Awesome again, Dortmund. Blinkers go back on for Bob Baffert. Only the second time Dortmund's had him on in his career. I think he's a worthy foe in this spot. But the bigger thing for me here tomorrow afternoon, again, you can follow along on DRF Live, starting, I believe, at 3 o'clock Eastern. I don't know. You're going to have to check back in with Illman and Beer. The 2-year-old races, the Chandelier and the Front Runner, for me, those are the most fascinating. You've got some really interesting 2-year-olds going in both of those races, the boys and the girls. The girls' race seems a little bit more on the wide open side. The boys, arguably, you've got the Eclipse leader right now for 2-year-old champion in Klimt. He'll have to go 2 turns for the first time. I don't think that's going to be a problem for him. He's by Quality Road, and just look at the way that he runs. I don't think that's going to be much of an issue. There's an interesting horse in there that I'm a little bit intrigued with. And again, if you've watched the show before, you know this is not how it normally goes. We normally have graphics and I have odds and all sorts of other nonsense. I just got in last night off of a flight, so I don't really have odds. I was watching replays this morning, so just bear with me here. Gormley, I think, is a very interesting horse, drawn down to the inside for John Sadler. Sadler doesn't win with 2-year-olds, and his 2-year-olds certainly don't show speed. This horse did all of that in his career debut. I think he's a little bit interesting. I don't know what he's going to be for a price. I can't imagine him being anything too short. He went off at 6-1 in his career debut, but I think he's interesting. You look at the pedigree. I think he'll be able to stretch out. I think Gormley's a little bit interesting in the Grade 1 front runner. And as far as the girls are concerned, again, I mean, you've got American Cleopatra, fantastic story. Who knows if she'll be what her older brother, American Pharaoh, was, but I don't think we should be expecting that, and I think she's going to take quite a bit of money. If I wanted to gamble a little bit, maybe I would play Mistress of the Night, going out for Richard Baltus and Kent DeSormo. This is a filly that's never won. She's gone out one time. She's still a maiden. She finished a good closing third, though, in her career debut down at Del Mar. And I wonder if she takes a step forward going 2 turns here. So a couple of interesting prices. The Rodeo Drive, my God, you can pick. It's a 13 or 14 horse field, and you can make a case for 17. So the Rodeo Drive is a very interesting race. All sorts of good stuff going on. I don't want to keep this going on too long. Molly is manning the camera, and it looks like her arms are ready to fall off. So before we go, I will give out the NFL trifecta for Week 4. Now, last week was a complete disaster, 0 for 3, and I didn't come close to sniffing one winner. I told you at the very beginning this could have been the biggest mistake of my life, going through and documenting how I'm doing with football picks, because I've never been good against the spread. But we trudge on. I'm 3 for 6 thus far on the year. Let's try to get back on the beam this time around. I'm not looking to go 3 for 3. Don't need to sweep the card. Just give me on the right side. We got to be winning series right now. Give me 2-1 tomorrow. Here we go. You ready? This is Sunday. These are the plays for Sunday afternoon. 3 dogs all at home. Anytime you're giving a home dog any sort of look, I think you gotta question why. Well, here we go. You ready? Seahawks traveling cross country to the Jets at home. The Jets are getting 2.5 points. Anytime a West Coast team has to go across the country, I think it's a difficult thing. Russell Wilson's a little bit banged up. The Jets are coming into this off of a tough loss. I think the Jets are going to be moving forward. I won't be surprised if they win outright, but plus 2.5, give me the Jets at home. Panthers at Falcons. The Falcons are catching 3 points. I don't really know why. I said last week I didn't know what to make of the Falcons. I think the Falcons are actually pretty good. Now they're at home against the Panthers, and the Panthers really have been playing all that well this year. Falcons plus 3, take the points at home. And the final one, and the only reason I'm picking this game, well, I'll tell you in a minute. The Broncos at the Bucks, plus 3. I got burned by the Buccaneers last weekend. We're going to try and Tampa again this time around. And you're probably asking why. Whenever you look at a line and it stinks like, you know what, you just got to look at it again. There's no reason that the Broncos should be only 3-point favorites against the Buccaneers. They should probably be 6 or 7-point favorites. I don't know why. Just call it a hunch. Take the Bucks at home plus 3. Again, your 3 picks. The Jets plus 2.5 at home against the Seahawks. The Falcons plus 3 at home against the Panthers. The Bucks plus 3 at home against the Denver Broncos. So, without further ado, this is a very abbreviated version of the Matt Bernier Show. Again, if you want to follow along on Twitter at Bernier_Matt. We're normally on Fridays, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on DRF Live. It's usually much more, I try to be a little bit more well-prepared than this, but this is flying by the seat of my pants. Expect something similar next week. I'll be at Keeneland when we do this thing. If you want to watch on NBC Sports Network tomorrow afternoon, 5:30 Eastern, we go right through till 8 o'clock, I believe. We'll have 4 or 5 of the graded stakes races here at Santa Anita tomorrow afternoon starting at 5:30 Eastern. Again, thanks for watching. Apologize for the just completely abbreviated version of this thing, but I got work to do. I got a meeting to get to. Best of luck this weekend. We'll recap everything next weekend, and we'll get into some other good racing down at Keeneland Fall Stars weekend next week. See you then.